So good afternoon everyone, and today we will discuss your session 7, your anti-inflammatory agents. So unang-una, what is inflammation nga ba? Inflammation from a Latin word unction yun is part of the complex biological response of body tissues to harmful stimuli such as pathogens, damaged cells, irritants, and always remember that your inflammation is a protective response involving immune cells, blood vessels, and molecular mediators. Okay, so inflammation is a protective response. Next one is inflammation is characterized by 5 cardinal signs. Your 5 cardinal signs is your rubor, calor, tumor, dolor. And your functional is rubor means your redness. Again, rubor is redness. Letter R, letter R. Rubor is redness. Calor. Calor. Diba sa pizza calor, mainit sa loob. Kaya increase heat. Calor is your heat. Okay? Next one is tumor. Tumor is swelling. Tumor is swelling. And your dolor is your pain. Okay? Functional lesa, loss of function. So your anti-inflammatory agents. Your anti-inflammatory agents, ito number 1 is your inflammatory response. This protects the body from injury and pathogen. Diba sinabi ko kanina that your inflammation is a protective mechanism. Okay? Next one, uses chemical mediators to produce the reaction that helps destroy the pathogen and promote healing. Next one is your anti-inflammatory agents. They block or alter the chemical reactions associated with the inflammatory response. Okay? Siyempre, ang anti-inflammatory agents natin, meron silang iba't ibang properties such as the relief of pain, which has analgesic effects, reduction of elevated body temperature, that is called your antipyretic, inhibition of platelet aggregation, meron din silang anticoagulant. When you say anticoagulant, it prevents the clot or it prevents the blood from clotting. Dito, sabi niya, aspirin is the oldest anti-inflammatory drug. Actually, your aspirin, always remember that your aspirin has your analgesics, your antipyretic, and your anticoagulant effect, blood thinner. So always remember, before you give aspirin, you must check for what? You must check for bleeding tendencies. Next one, types of inflammatory agents. We have here your corticosteroids and your antihistamines. Corticosteroids is used systemically to block the inflammatory and immune system. Okay, take note, block the inflammatory response of the body and also immune systems. Take note, the immune system. Okay, dadaanan natin mamaya. Your antihistamines naman blocks the release of histamine, diba? In the initiation of the inflammatory response, because your histamine is also responsible for inflammation. Unang-una is your corticosteroids. Your corticosteroids are a class of human-made or synthetic drugs. Diba pag sinabi kong synthetic, kung babalikan natin yung session 1, when we say synthetic, this is artificial. This is used in almost every medical specialty. Bakit? Because they lower inflammation in the body by reducing the production of certain chemicals. Okay? Your corticosteroids resemble cortisol. Ano ba ang cortisol? So your cortisol, ang sabi niya dito, it is used for your metabolism, immune response, and stress. Take note the word stress. Bakit? Because your cortisol is your stress hormone. Again, your cortisol is your stress hormone. So, madadaan natin mamaya explain ko mamaya kung bakit, ano nangyayari. Dito na tayo, your common corticosteroids drugs. We have here your prednisone. Always remember that your corticosteroid drugs ends in zone. It ends in zone. Your prednisone, prednisolone, cortisone, hydrocortisone, triamcinolone, dexamethasone, mometasone. Diba? Mga zone. Eto. Your long-term use will cause your weight gain, facial swelling or puffiness, depression. We have here your nausea and vomiting, other types of stomach irritations, and bone fracture. Okay? So, mag-add lang ako ng slide. Dito tayo. Okay, hindi ako makapag-add ng slide. So, ganito na gagawin ko. Quick physiology of your corticosteroids. Your pathophysiology. Okay? Siyempre, unahin muna natin. Your corticosteroids, sinabi ko kanina, cortisol, which is responsible for your stress hormone. Kapag nag-stress tayo, tumataas ang ating cortisol. Okay? So, paano natin malalaman? Ganito ang nangyayari. Diba sinabi ko yung corticosteroids, from the word itself is steroids. Diba? From the word itself is steroids, meron tayong tatlong steroids. Ano yung tatlong steroids natin? It's your GMA. GMA. Your glucocorticoids, your mineralocorticoids, and your androgen. Again, that's our 3 steroids. Ngayon, unahin muna natin si glucocorticoids. From the word itself, gluco, meaning glucose, sugar. Your glucocorticoids releases your tinatawag nating stress hormone, which is our your cortisol. It releases your cortisol. If it releases your cortisol, always remember that your cortisol increases blood sugar. So, kapag nag-increase ang cortisol, mag-increase ang blood sugar. Mag-increase ang blood sugar. Next one is your mineralocorticoids. Your mineralocorticoids is responsible for your what? For your sodium and water retention, di ba? It's your sodium and water retention. So, meaning, diyan muna tayo sa function. Your sodium and water retention. Sodium, water retention. Then, your androgen, ito yung makikita natin sa mga karamihan ng, hindi naman sa karamihan, makikita natin sa ibang babae, sa ibang girls, na yung iba merong bigote, yung iba malalalim ang boses, yung iba mabalbon. Bakit? Your androgen is your sex hormones. Sex hormones. To be more specific, this is your secondary, secondary sex hormones. Yung mga hair growth, diba? Secondary sex hormones. Mga characteristics. Ngayon, balikan natin. Ano ang binibigay natin sa patient? It's your corticosteroids. Kung nagbibigay ka ng steroids, meaning, pwede bang tumaas yung GMA? Pwedeng tumaas. Ngayon, kapag tumaas ang glucocorticoids, syempre, ano mangyayari sa cortisol? Tataas. Kung tumaas ang cortisol, tataas ang blood sugar. Tama ba? Yes. Next one. Kapag tumaas ang mineralocorticoids, tataas ba ang sodium? Yes. Kapag tumaas ang sodium, ano pang tataas? Syempre your water. Magkakaroon ka ng water retention. Ano pa? Always remember that if the sodium is increased, your potassium will decrease. So, magkakaroon ka ng decrease potassium. Tama ba? Yes. Then your androgen, syempre, pag nag-increase din ang androgen, mag-increase ang sex hormone, secondary sex hormone. which magkakaroon ka ng mabalbon. Mabalbon, malalim ang boses. Example is of your mabalbon is your hirsutism. Hirsutism. Ito yung mabuhok. Okay? Hairy. Nakikita mo, meron siyang bigote. Yung kamay niya, yung arms niya, mabalbon. Diba? Your secondary sex hormones. Ngayon, titignan natin. Unang tanong, meron tayo ditong weight gain, di ba? Long-term use will cause your weight gain. Facial swelling or puffiness dahil sa fluid retention, kasi di ba meron tayong sodium and water retention. Depression, nausea and vomiting, other types of stomach irritation, and bone fractures. Ngayon, sir, bakit nagkakaroon ng stomach irritation at saka bone fractures? Okay? Ngayon, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga ganito kasi always remember that kapag increase ang GMA mo, ang mangyayari, magde-decrease ang CAC-I. Ano ang CAC-I? It's your, number 1 is your calcium. So, magde-decrease ang calcium. What will happen if the calcium is decreased? At risk tayo for bone fracture. Diba? Kapag decrease naman ang potassium, ano mangyayari? At risk tayo for what? Dysrhythmia. Dysrhythmia. Sir, ano yung I? That's your immunity. Okay? Pag decrease ang immunity mo, at risk ka for infection. Risk for infection. Tama ba? Yes. Sir, bakit sabi mo may nausea, vomiting, stomach irritation? Because always remember that your corticosteroids is GIT irritants. Again, your corticosteroids is GIT irritants or gastrointestinal tract irritants. Therefore, you must instruct the patient to take your corticosteroids with meals. You instruct the patient to take it with meals. Ano pa? You instruct the patient to drink it at the same time each morning. Again, you must drink it at the same time each morning. Bakit? Kasi ang steroids, it is naturally released. Again, it is naturally released in the morning. So, gusto nating i-mimic. Again, gusto nating i-mimic yung natural release ng mga hormones. That's why sa umaga tayo magbibigay. At the same time, each morning. Sir, ano pa? Always remember again that your corticosteroids, di ba sinabi ko, you must take it with meals. Kailangan same time each morning. Ano pa? Bawal na bawal. Always remember, put a big star. Bawal na bawal tayo i-stop abruptly. Bawal siyang i-stop abruptly. Bawal siyang i-stop abruptly. Bakit? Kasi magkakaroon ka ng magkakaroon ka ng withdrawal. Okay? Siyempre, anything that is stop abruptly is a bad thing. Kailangan lagi nating i-taper. Taper. Bakit? Sir, ano yung taper? Gupit ba yan? Hindi. Ang gagawin mo, for example, merong 250 milligrams sa day 1. Day 2, 200 milligrams. Day 3, 150, and so on and so forth. Kailangan slowly siyang i-withdraw. Hindi dapat abruptly. Okay? Next one is your NSAIDs. Your non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. It provides a strong anti-inflammatory and analgesic effects. Sold over the counter which may lead to abuse. Ang dami nito. Nabibili lang dyan sa mga pharmacy. Diba? There are 7 types of NSAIDs. There's salicylates, parachlorobenzoic acid or derivatives or indoles, propionic acids, phenylacetic acids, phenamates, oxycams, and your cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitors. Ngayon, naman natin si aspirin. Your aspirin, your ASA, your acetyl salicylic acid. Always remember, di ba sinabi ko, umpisa pa lang, that your salicylates has 3 effects. Your 3 A's. So, ano yung 3 A's? Meron siyang analgesic effect, antipyretic, then we have here your anticoagulant. Again, meron siyang analgesic, antipyretic, anticoagulant. So, kung meron siyang analgesic, it is used for pain. Kung meron siyang antipyretic, it is used for fever. Anticoagulant, it is used for blood clots. Kung meron kang blood clots, pwede ang aspirin. Diba? Eto, number 1 rule when taking NSAIDs. Your NSAIDs, always remember that it is what? It is GIT irritants. GIT irritants. Alam nyo, marami nagkaka-ulcer. Marami nagkaka-ulcer when taking your NSAIDs. Bakit? Kasi hindi nila alam on how to properly take the medication. Siyempre, as a nurse, you have your responsibilities. Tama ba? Yes, meron kang responsibilities. We have your GIT irritants. As nurses, alam natin GIT irritants. So, anong gagawin natin? We educate our patients to take it with meals. Okay? Siyempre, kung GIT irritants, you instruct the patient to take it with meals. Take it with meals. You must take it with meals. Ano pa? Ang aspirin, sinabi ko meron siyang anticoagulant effect. Kung meron siyang anticoagulant effect, saan siya at risk for bleeding? Tama ba? For bleeding. Kaya, hindi siya pwede sa mga patient mo na merong ulcer, mga bleeding disorders, hindi rin siya pwede. Diba? That's your aspirin. Next, it's your indomethacin. Indomethacin, sulindactolmetin. Indomethacin, actually, your indomethacin is an NSAIDs. Pero, sometimes, sa obstetrics, ginagamit siya as a tocolytics. Yan, ginagamit siya as a tocolytics. Tocolytics. Indomethacin, ginagamit din siya as a tocolytics. Pang-halt ng labor. Again, tocolytics, pang-halt ng labor. Sir, ano pa? Your indomethacin, always remember that it facilitates. Okay? It facilitates the closure, again, it facilitates the closure of your patent ductus arteriosus. Your patent ductus arteriosus. Sa pedya naman. Diba? Sir, meron ba yung analgesic effect, anti-inflammatory effect? Yes. Bakit? Kasi isa siyang NSAIDs. Diba? Next one is your phenoprofen and your ibuprofen. Ito, common is your ibuprofen, di ba? Next one is your diclofenac, ketorolac. Ito mga to, common din. Diclofenac and your ketorolac. Phenamates, mefenamic acid. Common si mefenamic acid. Oxycams is your piroxicam. And your cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitors is your celecoxib. Your celecoxib, because remember, it must not be given for patients with heart diseases. Okay? Should not be given for patients with heart diseases. Tandaan nyo. Next, NSAIDs indication. We have here your relief of the signs and symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis. Sir, pwede ba pang long-term ang NSAIDs? Bawal. Bakit? Because your NSAIDs, sinabi ko kanina, that your NSAIDs is GIT irritants. Hindi siya pwedeng pang long-term. Diba? Next one is your relief of mild to moderate pain. Okay? Sir, kapag ang pain niya is 10 out of 10, pwede pa ba ako magbigay ng NSAIDs? No. Okay? Then, this is a treatment for primary dysmenorrhea. This treatment for your primary dysmenorrhea. Sinabi ko ulit kanina, ulit-ulit lang tayo. Your NSAIDs has antipyretic. So, it reduces your fever. Sinabi ko ulit kanina that the side effects is your gastric irritation. So, you must take it with meals. Next one, contraindication to NSAIDs. Siyempre, kung meron siyang allergy, that's automatic. If your patient is allergic to the medication, hindi mo siya ibibigay. Next, cardiovascular dysfunction and hypertension. Di ba sinabi ko, especially your celecoxib, it increases your blood pressure. So, hindi pwede. Next one is peptic ulcer or known GI bleeding. Kasi nga, ulit-ulit na tayo, kasi nga, your NSAIDs is a GIT irritants. Kung irritants yan, syempre, hindi mo siya ibibigay sa merong ulcer or known GI bleeding. Sir, ano yung peptic ulcer? Your peptic ulcer is divided into two. Your gastric ulcer and your duodenal ulcer. Gastric sa stomach, duodenal sa duodenum. Tama ba? Meron siya lang ulcer. Pregnancy and lactation. Pregnancy and lactation, hindi rin pwede. Bakit? Kasi, unang-una sa pregnancy, it crosses your placental barrier, which may affect the fetus. Lactation, it crosses your breast milk. Makikere siya sa breast milk, maiinom nung baby. So, hindi rin pwede. Eto, caution with renal and hepatic dysfunction. Bakit? Kasi, kapag renal, kung meron siyang renal disorder, or any renal impairment, syempre mahirapan siyang mag-excrete ng gamot. Kung mahirapan siyang mag-excrete ng gamot, syempre mag-build up yung medication sa katawan. It may lead to toxicities, diba? Next one, hepatic dysfunction. Syempre, diba sinabi ko sa inyo dati pa lang that your metabolism happens in your liver. Kung hindi gumagana ang liver mo, hindi siya mag-metabolize ng maayos, diba? So, in nursing intervention sa NSAIDs, you observe for bleeding. Bakit? Sinabi ko na merong anticoagulant effect ang aspirin. So, at risk siya for bleeding. Report if the client has GI discomfort. Bakit? Kasi nga, GI irritants. Di ba, inulit-ulit lang natin. Monitor vital signs and check for peripheral edema, especially in the morning. Okay? We have your salicylates. Ano ba to? Your salicylates. Your salicylates can block the inflammatory response. Ito sinabi ko, meron siyang antipyretic, analgesic. In addition, your salicylates are blood thinners. Next one, action or indication. They inhibit the synthesis of prostaglandin, used to treat mild to moderate pain and fever. Actually, your prostaglandin, okay? Your prostaglandin is for pain. Diba? For pain. Is used to treat, o kung in-inhibit mo, di walang pain. O, diba? Ganun lang siya. Pharmacokinetics. Absorbed from the stomach, peak in 5 to 30 minutes, metabolized in the liver, and excreted in the kidney or urine. Eh kung in-impairment yan, kung meron ka impairment, o di hindi mo metabolize, hindi ka makaka-excrete, di ba? Pinagko-connect lang natin sila. Next one, other inflammatory agents. Your acetaminophen, gold compounds, and anti-arthritic agents. Your acetaminophen, this is your paracetamol. This is your paracetamol. Sir, ano ang gold compounds? Gold compounds is used for patients with osteoarthritis. Mga osteoarthritis. Inflammatory agents din sila. Ano pa? Anti-arthritic drugs. Diba? Meron tayong mga yan. Next one is acetaminophen, or also known as your Tylenol, paracetamol, analgesic, biogesic, diba? Your acetaminophen acts directly on the thermoregulatory cells of the hypothalamus. So, directly sa hypothalamus. Mechanism of action related to the analgesic effects is not certain. Used to treat pain and fever. Treatment of pain and fever associated with variety of conditions including influenza. Again, pain and fever. Pero, hindi nakasama dito ang pag-treat ng influenza. Bakit? Kung meron kang infection, meron kang viral infection, syempre gagana ang immune response. Pag gumana ang immune response, magkakaroon ka ng pain and fever. Kung nagkaroon ka ng pain and fever, bibigay ka ng acetaminophen for symptoms, okay? Again, for signs and symptoms control, hindi for influenza. Number 2, prophylaxis of children receiving DPT immunization. Di ba, nasubukan nyo na to. Pag sinabing prophylaxis, it is for prevention. Di ba, nasubukan nyo na to kung nagpa-COVID vaccine. Di ba? After ng COVID vaccine, paracetamol every 6 hours for 24 hours. Di ba? Ganun ang sinasabi sa atin. Next one, relief of musculoskeletal pain associated with arthritis. Pharmacokinetics absorbed from the GI tract. Peaks in 30 to 2 hours. 30 minutes to 2 hours. Metabolized in the liver, excreted in the urine. Okay? Again, take note. Take note. Hepatotoxicity. Put a big star. Your acetaminophen is hepatotoxic. Again, your acetaminophen is hepatotoxic. So, it should not be given for patients with problems in the liver. Tama ba? Tama. We have your contraindications. Meron tayong known allergy. Use with caution in pregnancy and lactation. Use in caution lang naman. Hindi naman sinabing hindi naman siya sinabing bawal talaga. Use with caution in pregnancy and lactation. Adverse reactions is headache, hemolytic anemia, renal dysfunction, skin rash, fever, and hepatotoxicity. Take note, your hepatotoxicity, because your acetaminophen is hepatotoxic, hindi siya pwede sa may mga liver disorders, liver diseases. Next one is your drug-to-drug interactions. Your oral anticoagulant increases your bleeding, increased bleeding. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng isama sa mga heparin, warfarin, aspirin. Diba? Hindi pwede. Chill lang. Okay, so that ends our session 7. Thank you for listening.